Hello, everybody. Welcome to yet another episode of Congratulations to the 47th President of the United States, Dr. Cornel West. I am Tracy. I will be here with you until about 7:55 because I'm going to tell you about a big announcement that I have. So, we're going to start off by asking that you like this podcast. Yes, like this podcast, share it. Please, I'm gonna need your comments today. So please drop your comments in the comment section so I can read them during this podcast broadcast. I guess that's what you call it. But anyway, I said I was gonna wear my hair bonnet tonight, and I decided not to, because one, it's like real big boofy. But as you can see, I have on my night clothes, my robe, my because right after this podcast, I head over to the virtual slumber party that's going to start at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's going to be virtual. We're going to have so much fun. It's for ladies only that support Dr. West. Remember, keep those comments flowing in. We hope that the trolls don't play around tonight, because I'm not up for the trolls this evening. I'm just not. I'm not up for the trolls. But if they come, I know how to deal with them. We're gonna get started by asking everyone to visit the website. It is www.cornelwest2024.com. That again is www.cornelwest2024.com. Be sure to visit that site to learn how to game, learn how to volunteer. Yes, you can still volunteer. I'm going to talk a little bit about some things you can do with just under 2 weeks to go until election day. So you can visit the website at www.cornelwest2024.com. I've never announced this on this show, but December the 14th is the Destroy the Duopoly Awards. The Destroy the Duopoly Awards sets out to dishonor those who deserve to be dishonored. Ballots are due November the 30th, but the award show itself is December the 14th at 6 o'clock p.m. I'm leaving that up so you can copy down the address. My goal tonight is to definitely go over the map. I had decided to go over the map last week. And of course, if you watched last week, I don't know where those trolls were coming from. I mean, we this show got attacked last week by the trolls. Maybe they got the message and decided, hey, these people are going to vote for Dr. West no matter what. But I'm prepared. I wasn't prepared last week, but this week I'm prepared, so they'll probably stay away because I'm prepared. So let's get started. I see some comments in the comment section. Hello, Alexander Mershon. Hello, how are you? Hello, Penny Stoking, Pillow Fight. It's virtual, but if we're in person, yes. And Nelson Ortega is in the house. Check before we got started. And as of now, Dr. Cornel West, that's not what it says, but let me read it again. Checked before we got started. As of now, Cornel West is on the ballot in 16 states. Before I get to the map, to be on that many states with less than $2 million is a tremendous accomplishment. And it doesn't The goal was all 50 states, but some states are just a little harder than others. Indiana being one of those states. Um, and when you don't make that goal, it to be honest, it got me down because I felt like, we did so much hard work to get Dr. West on the ballot and it just didn't come to pass. And it was really depressing. But if you think about it, like once I thought about it, having that type of achievement to be on that many states, the campaign didn't pay people to go collect signatures like some certain other parties did, but I'm not calling names because I said I wasn't going to be bitter anymore. Um, they didn't have that money to do that. At one point, Dr. West had more people in more states than RFK did, and he had like $50 million. So what to achieve this level of success, to be on 16 states, and the campaign didn't even have $2 million, is just a tremendous accomplishment. And those that worked hard to get them on the ballot, they need to be commended. Um, commended or congratulated for their hard work. And those states where he's right in, well, we'll talk about that once we get to the map. So let's see. And when I'm at the map, because I don't know if the trolls are going to come back in here. I'm pretty sure they won't, because I don't know where those trolls came from. Where were they at? I mean, it was just like they just came out uh, uh, from nowhere. I think Dr. West has something on the 23rd. I don't have his schedule. Fair and equal debate on the 23rd of October. That's in what, about 4 days or 5 days? No, 4 days. So we're gonna share my screen, and we'll start. We'll start talking about do. So here's the map of the good United States of America. I don't know why this won't show all the states on one, but so we're just gonna go West Coast all the way to East Coast. Yes, we're going to cover all 50 states. Keep in mind this program is going to end around 7:55 Eastern Standard Time because I have the virtual slumber party that's going on. I'll be checking in there to see if somebody arrived. So let me put that down there. And so remember what the colors mean. Dark gray is pending state certification. This kind of orange red color is on the ballot. The maroon color is on the ballot. And this light whitish gray is no write-in option. Yeah, for some reason, states are out here not letting people write in who they want. So wrong. But we live in a democracy. We live in a democracy. So let's. Oh, I lost it. Okay, so there we go. So, of course, we're going to start with California. California is a write-in state. They did not get the 73,000 signatures required to get Dr. West on the ballot. So they are a write-in state. Next state up, Nevada. I do not believe that the campaign is on the ballot in Nevada. Um, I don't believe a write-in option is available. And if I say something wrong, just correct me, guys, please. I don't believe that Dr. West is on the ballot in Nevada, and I do not believe that there's a write-in um, option. So what I'm gonna do right here is I'm going to stop sharing. Um, well, I said I didn't know. I don't keep Dr. West's schedule, so um, I'm trying to find. There's like a list of states where, like, there's like a more consistent list because I this is making me mad. I just went to a meeting today, and they were talking about at that point. Nope. So we're gonna go here, and we're gonna share the screen because apparently, can you all see me? For some reason, we can't see me. Okay. For some reason, I couldn't see myself. I don't know why. Let's see. So I'm gonna go back to sharing. So we started off with California being a write-in state, and I went to Nevada, which has no write-in option, and I do not believe that they got the 10,096 signatures needed to get on the ballot. So unfortunately for Nevada, they're going to have to vote for the lesser of two. I hate this. That's not even. They're going to have to vote for evil, or just skip the president option. Okay, so the next state is Oregon. I absolutely positively know that Oregon is on the ballot. The Dr. West is on the ballot with the Oregon Progressive Party. So Oregon, you get to vote for Dr. West on the ballot. Congratulations to Oregon for their hard work. The next state up is Washington. I don't even have to look because I know Washington did gather the 1,000 signatures needed to get Dr. West on the ballot. He is on the ballot in Washington. Idaho is a dark gray, which means they need 1,000 signatures. I can't imagine you can't get 1,000, but it is pending. So the next state is let me look at this again. Montana. Montana is also pending. And they require 5,000 signatures. And Montana does not have a write-in option. So that actually should be like clear white if they don't get the 5,000 signatures. So Wyoming. Wyoming needs 3,000. Oh, sorry. Wyoming is an official write-in candidacy, which means they did not collect the 3,589 signatures needed. So Dr. West is not on the ballot, but you can write his name in just like in California. So Utah is next. Utah is on the ballot. If you live in the great state of Utah, you can Dr. West and Dr. Abdullah will be right there on the ballot where you can just go down, select their name, and get this done. Um, so the next state, hopefully I can flash through these. I said Utah, Arizona. I already know Arizona is not on the ballot. Arizona is one of these. This one, it's a whole lot going on with Arizona. I do not think that Arizona will make the ballot, and there is no write-in option for Arizona. So this may be another one where they're just going to force you to pick between Harris and Trump, which means if you're a Dr. West supporter, just skip it. You can't vote for it. Just, that's my opinion. You know, you do what you feel is best. Um, let's talk about, it is right there, Alaska. Alaska was the first state to have Dr. West on the ballot. Um, they did it. We did it. It wasn't, well, the campaign did it through the Aurora Party. So this was the very, 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 very first state that was on the ballot. Hawaii, not on the ballot. And it is not a write-in option. So a lot of these states are coming up are not even write-in options where you get to pick. It's like they're just making you pick between like two terrible choices. So Hawaii is also not on the ballot and not an option for a write-in. So we're going to move to Colorado. Colorado is on the ballot. So if this is through the United Party of Colorado. So if you live in the state of Colorado, you are able to vote for Dr. West and Dr. Abdullah. The next state is New Mexico. Another state where there is no write-in option, and I do not believe that the campaign has the 3,561 signatures needed to be on the ballot. I'm going to put that in a no category unless I get corrected information during the show. So we're going to move to the next state, which is North Dakota. I do not believe that North Dakota is also another state. How come so many states are no write-in option? But I do not believe that Dr. West will be a choice in North Dakota because I do not believe the campaign there got the 4,000 required signatures. South Dakota also probably not a write-in option, and they did not get the 3,502 signatures required. So let's move to the next state, Nebraska. Nebraska, finally a good one, is on the ballot. So if you live in the state of Nebraska, you were successful in getting your 2,500 signatures. Dr. West is on the ballot in Nebraska. The next state up is Kansas. I know Kansas is an official write-in candidate. So while Dr. West will not be on the ballot in Kansas, you can certainly write his name in on the ballot. Oklahoma, there is no write-in option available, and Oklahoma did not gather the 35,592 signatures. And some of these states I'm missing because apparently now Dr. West is on the ballot in 16 states. So I'm going to have some lagging information. Texas, I already know, is an official write-in candidacy. They did not gather the 113,151 signatures needed. So we're going to move to the next state. We're going to fly through this. Minnesota. I know Minnesota is on the ballot. They were successful in gathering their 2,000 signatures. So if you live in the state of Minnesota, Dr. West is on the ballot in the state of Minnesota. Oh, sorry. I had to make a cough there. Iowa. I know Iowa is an official write-in candidate. Dr. West is listed. Dr. West is listed as an official write-in candidate in Iowa. Missouri, the same thing. Dr. West is listed as an official write-in candidate in the state of Missouri. They did not get their 10,000 signatures required. So we're moving down to Arkansas, and I already know Arkansas did not get their 5,000. They are not a write-in state. So unfortunately, they will have the displeasure of either picking between two bad options, or they will have to just skip the presidency and not vote for it. Louisiana, I believe, is on the ballot. Yeah, this is a new one. Louisiana is on the ballot. So if you live in the Great Big Easy, that's a state, I think that's New Orleans, but it's in Louisiana. You can vote for Dr. West, and Dr. Abdullah. They did make the ballot in Louisiana. The next state over, Mississippi. Mississippi, they did not. I do not believe that they got the the 1,000 signatures needed, and they are not a write-in state. Mississippi, I already did that one. Alabama is an official write-in candidacy. They did not get the 5,000 signatures required. Georgia, Georgia, we gonna he's on the ballot. So we're gonna just go with that. Dr. West is on the ballot in Georgia. I believe Georgia has a write-in option. So if that's somehow wrong, you can at least write his name in. But I'm going to say Georgia is on the ballot. I'm just saying. Okay, so the next state is Florida. Florida did not get the 145,040 signatures required, and they are not a write-in state. Tennessee, South Carolina. Dr. West is on the ballot through the United Citizens Party. This is one of those early states that came on. So if you are in South Carolina, you can. He and Dr. Abdullah will be on the ballot. So now we're going to North Carolina. I already know this one because they did get, and they got more than the 13,865 signatures required. They did very, very well. They had a really great effort. But Dr. West is on the ballot in North Carolina. Virginia, Dr. West is on the ballot. They were able to get the 5,000 signatures required. West Virginia, I already know, is an official write-in state. They were successful in getting the 7,948 signatures. The next state, Tennessee. There is no write-in option in Tennessee. I want to put Tennessee in the yes category because they only need 275. But I'm not sure about Tennessee. So if somebody could tell me if I want to say yes. I know they don't have a write-in option. But you have to be asleep at the wheel not to get 275. I wish our state had that. Just 275, you could get that just in your sleep. So I'm going to put it in the maybe category. They should have been able to do that. Let me go to this state, the great state of Maryland. Dr. West is an official write-in candidate. They were unable to get the 10,000 signatures required. Pennsylvania. This is the one that kind of ticks me off because literally Pennsylvania, I believe, had 5,000 signatures. They had the signatures, and then the Pennsylvania Secretary of State's office decided, we're not going to, it was real petty. This is the state that probably makes me the most angry because they should be on the ballot. New York, I know, is an official write-in state. I know they did not get the 45,000 required. New Jersey is also an official write-in candidacy. They did not get 800 signatures required. So we're looking at Connecticut. Connecticut, Dr. West is going to be an official write-in candidate. Massachusetts, also a write-in candidate. Hope I pronounced that state right. Okay, let's see. Okay, I just did Massachusetts. So we are talking Rhode Island, if I'm right. Oh, New Hampshire. Dr. West is an official write-in candidate. I already said New York. Where is Rhode Island? Maine. Let's do that. Maine is on the ballot. So if you live in the great state of Maine, you can vote for Dr. West right on the ballot. Okay, I already did New Hampshire. Vermont, I already know this one, on the ballot. If you live in the great state of Vermont, the West campaign got on the ballot through the Green Mountain Peace and Justice Party, on the ballot since May of this year. So now we're going to move towards the Midwest, and I saved this one for last because this is our region right here. I said Kentucky, I already know, is a write-in state. They did not get the 5,000 signatures required. Iowa, official write-in candidate. Don't know how many signatures were required in Iowa. Wisconsin, I already know this one. On the ballot in Wisconsin, this was one of those states that got fairly easy, didn't have a whole lot of problems with it. Michigan, that's the one I want to talk about. On the ballot. So if you live in Michigan, they were able to get the 12,000 signatures. He's on the ballot in the great state of Michigan. Missouri, I know it's a write-in campaign because they had to get 10,000 signatures and they were unsuccessful in doing that. Illinois is an official write-in state. You can write those in. There's a state I'm going to wait till last to do it. Ohio is an official write-in. Dr. West is going to be a write-in candidate in Ohio. Kentucky, I already think I did that one. Dr. West is a write-in candidate. And the last state, I had to make it last because it's home, Indiana. We had to get 36,944. And we were unsuccessful. So Dr. West is a write-in candidate. So there are the 50 states in order. I hope I didn't forget any. I'm pretty sure the state that had 250, I'm like, you gotta, like, 250, come on. So we got some comments while I was sharing that screen. I live in New York. Oh, Nelson says I live in New York. We'll be writing in his name, but I do write in just Cornel West. Okay, so here's what you do, Nelson. You can just write in Cornel West and it will count. You should be double check with the election board there in your state. Because I know in my state, if I just write Cornel West, it will go towards Dr. Abdullah also. Because they count the top of the ticket, not necessarily the second slot. So you should be able, but please double check. You should be able to write in just Cornell with one L. I know you know it, but one L, and that should count. Jason Wakeman, hello, Jason. I still vote West Abdullah, but it's not even a protest at this point because the far right is encouraging, brainwashing people to vote for them. Nelson, I would use the exact format of how the other party lines look like if it's the first name, last name, that. Either way, New York won't even report them if they don't get 5%, so the chances nobody's going to even look at it. Jesse, hello. Guys, I got through the states. That was fairly quick. Um, I kind of want to talk, and I don't know whether I'm probably going to talk about this next week too. Um, the states that where Dr. West is on the ballot. Again, kudos to you all. You did such a fantastic job of getting Dr. West on the ballot. I know it was hard work. I know you all worked extremely hard, extremely smart, did everything you could, and it was successful. But I kind of want to talk to those of us that weren't successful. When we knew we weren't going to make it in Indiana, it was hard because we felt like we failed. We tried everything we could to get people to sign signatures. And you would think with the amount of Republicans in Indiana, they would think, oh, well, if Dr. West will take away votes from Harris. Indiana is a very hard state for a independent candidate to get on the ballot. And we only had less than 10 volunteers to cover a state that has 7 million people. And it's discouraging, right? Because who wants to, like, my dream was to see Dr. West's name on the ballot. That's what I wanted. I wanted to see his name on the ballot. And I felt so let down when I had to learn, oh, I have to write his name in. I'm still, trust and believe, I'm still going to write his name in. But I wanted to see him on the ballot in my state. And when that didn't happen and some people dropped off, it was like somebody just wrenched my gut and said, hey, let me just stomp on you. Let me just take everything you've done and just wrench it. And it was hard. But I said it at the beginning and I'll say it now. Were there some things we could have done? Absolutely. But there are some things we just can't avoid. Like I said, Indiana's one of the hardest states to get on the ballot in. Even though you would think, oh, well, nearly 40,000 signatures, that's not hard. It is hard. When you had as few volunteers as we had, it it's a hard road. And I know it took me several weeks to recover. I was just like, I don't ever want to do this again. I'm not gonna do it. I'll just vote for the two-party system, and I'll just keep doing it that way. And then I was like, no, I can't do that. There's too much at stake for me to take that type of attitude. There's too much at stake for me to say I quit. I can't quit when homelessness is on a rise, when people are living paycheck to paycheck, when veterans aren't given the care they need. I can't quit. And as bad as I felt, I just decided I'm not quitting. I'm not going to quit talking about truth, justice, and love. I'm not going to stop talking about it. This podcast, although the name will go away, and I will talk about that next week. The name will go away, but the podcast is still going to keep going because it has to. We have got to work to make things better. You know, I could go on and on about the situation in Gaza and how terrible it is and how people just seem to be so lackluster, right? It seems like they're just so comfortable with the fact that there's over 40,000 dead Palestinians. I can't quit. I can't quit. Um, and I won't quit. So when the next time comes around, because for Indiana, we have a Secretary of State's race coming. Um, will we do different? Yes, definitely. There's going to be some things we could have did, but the effort that we put in, the work that we did, the volunteers, the going to the Pride weeks and going to the race and going to the, it wasn't the result we wanted, but what we were able to accomplish can't be disregarded. We were able to do so much outreach, and I don't want to trade that. Would I have loved for Dr. West to be on the ballot? Absolutely. I mean, absolutely, positively, yes. But that doesn't mean I'm going to not vote for him. I'm not going to vote for Harris. Well, there's no way I vote for Trump. No way, no how. Never going to happen. But that doesn't mean I'm going to vote for Harris just because Dr. West isn't on the ballot. I get to write his name in, um, and that means a lot to me. And it doesn't mean that we failed. It just means that we have to learn from that and move on. That's what it means. So we're going to get some comments here. It was good to see you too, Jesse. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I don't care if anyone sees my vote or not. This is just between me and the right thing to do. Don't want to hear anyone complaining after election when they had a chance to make a difference. West Abdullah for president, vice president, because progressives never give up, never surrender. No way I'm voting for Harris or Trump. Neither one is going to do anything specific for us. You can say that again. Um, Again, it's hard work. Like to be a volunteer, to be a volunteer. Um, oh, y'all, I lost my signal. Hold on a second. I'm sorry, y'all. I just lost my signal. I'm coming back to you. I'm sorry. Yeah, I cannot believe this. I just lost my signal. Oh no, I didn't. It's right there. Okay. 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 Got it, got it, got it. Whew, I thought I lost my signal. I'm like, no, not my signal. Um, I do want to talk a little bit. You know, we had our trolls come in. It seems like they left us, so we don't have to deal with any trolls tonight. Good. Um, Although I got a lot of views on that video last week. Is it bad that I'm missing the trolls? Um, yeah, I thought I lost this signal because I forgot. what I did was I forgot that because the slumber party is in 19 minutes, I forgot I had the Zoom room link on and I can see it. And I almost went back to, I thought I lost the Zoom link, not remembering, oh, I can see myself on the Zoom. Yeah, ha, 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 ha. See, that's what happens when you have a whole day planned for stuff. But I wanted, and I have an interview actually scheduled for next week, and I'm not going to tell you who it is because we want to make sure we get her we before I say, oh, we're having this person come on. I kind of briefly want to talk about, my experience doing this podcast. Now, I know Nelson, he's old school. He's been here since literally the very beginning. I know Jason's been here. Um, Jesse, you're kind of new to the podcast. Alexander, I don't know if you're new to the podcast or not. Penny, I don't know if you're new or not. But when I started this, like when Dr. West announced he was running, I was in from the beginning. Even if he was going to run with the People's Party or the People's Movement for a People's Party, I was in. I was like, okay, I'm in. I'm definitely gonna be in. Um, going to be in the campaign. When he went to the Green Party, I said, I'm sticking with Dr. West. Um, when he left the Green Party, I stuck with Dr. West. This podcast, yeah, I missed it. I'm gonna have to watch it um, tonight. Might profile it on my show tonight. Oh, good, thank you. Oh, you have been, because I know Nelson's been commenting so long. It's like we're almost like cousins. Because I'm like, oh well, I'm like, yeah. What's your favorite food? You don't need trolls taking your time. But Nelson, I got like 745 views. 745. I have not even that many people watch my interview with Dr. West. I mean, I got a lot. I'm not saying for them to come back or anything, but I'm saying, boy, they knocked that algorithm up. I mean, it was high. You don't need trolls taking your time from your slumber party podcast. They are not worth it. They're not, but dang, the outcome was so like, ooh, I mean, 741 views. That's a lot of views. I never get that. I haven't been like this podcast normally gets around 200, maybe 205 views. 700? 700 is like, whoa, wait a minute. Hold on a second. Um, that was a lot. Um, but when I started this podcast, well, when I decided to support Dr. Welts, like I said, he announced I was in. That was all. Didn't have to even think about it. The decision to do a podcast was very simple. I had been podcasting for maybe 2 years, so I was comfortable. And at first, it was just going to be me coming on every once a month talking about the West campaign and blah blah blah. And then the first show I did, which I might do a repeat show of that, and kind of um, like do a share screen and watch it and do my reaction. Um, I realized real quick. I'm like, ooh, no, Trace, you not good by yourself. You are not like I'm on struggle street right now because I'm by myself. I knew that I needed to talk to other supporters of the West campaign. I knew it, and I knew one because I wanted to hear why other people supported his campaign, but I knew that was going to help me too. Because when you hear somebody else supporting the same campaign that you do, there becomes a kindred spirit or a kindred mind or a kindred movement. And so I knew, okay, I'm going to get people to come on. So the show was coming on once, um, every third Saturday. That was in September. I did an episode. October, I did an episode. November, I did an episode. I even did an episode in December and January. But February changed. February, I was like, you know what? Take this and do it every week. Start interviewing different people. And it was so eye-opening. I have talked to so many of you across the country. And I don't regret any of it. Now, could I stop being so loud? Yes. Could I stop being so ignorant? Yes. But me talking to other supporters has been literally the best part of this show. I've had, I don't know if I call it a privilege, I don't know if I call it an opportunity, but I'm grateful for it because I got to talk to real people. I didn't talk to political pundits. I didn't talk to, you know, insiders. I talked to regular, ordinary people who decided, you know what, I agree with the message of truth, justice, and love. And that has meant so much for me. That's meant so much to me and for me. It's hard to say in words how grateful I am to the people that have watched from the beginning. And it's hard for me to put it into words. I guess I just literally said the same sentence twice. But there's there's nothing else that I would have wanted to do. And to know that people, even though there were some shows, I was just literally like, I felt like, why are you doing this? Why are you on this show? Why are you interviewing these people? Why are you wasting their time? You're not good enough. You can't do it. And to hear you all's positive comments has literally been life changing. Because there were times I was just like, I'm stopping. I'm not going to do this. I'll still vote for Dr. West, but I'll do something else. And every time I've asked people to come on, now not here lately because some people have dropped out and never contacted me to tell me they weren't going to be here, but that's okay too. Um, when I would ask people who I wanted to be on the show, they came and offered some perspectives that I never thought. To have Dr. West come on this show was just like the biggest surprise. My intention was never to have Dr. West on the show, believe it or not. I did, because one, I thought it was impossible. I thought there's no way that I could get Dr. Cornel West to be on the show. Yes, I know the show has his name in it, but that wasn't my goal. My goal, as a matter of fact, I think I said in one episode, hey, suck it up, Buttercup. It's not going to happen. Don't count on it. And other people pulled me, even though I didn't want to be pulled. And Dr. West was on this show, and it just flabbergasted me because I'm like, wow, I don't deserve this. I don't deserve this type of appreciation. I don't know if that's the word, but I don't feel like I'm not special. I feel like anybody could have did exactly the same thing that I did, right? And I feel like, when you're for a candidate, or I felt like I had to do everything that I could in my power to make sure that the message got out. And I thought, well, my channel is a small channel. Dr. West is never going to come up here. But thanks to Israel and Alex, who were on the staff, that said, hey, you've got to go on this podcast, that happened. and you all responded to that. But I knew that someday that this podcast was going to come to an end. We're moving closer to the election. Um, and I was ready to just say, you know what? I'm going to pack my bags up. I'm going to stop doing this and I won't talk and that'll be it. And I'll just pack it up, ready to go. And I'll say I did the best I could. And you all said, no, we want you to stay. We want you to continue this show. And I was like, I don't know how. And a few weeks ago, I really put thought into how could I continue this podcast. So we will continue. Wait a minute, I got a comment. We need to get him to come on Jason Black's The Black Authority Power broadcast. He just interviewed Jill Stein last week. I don't know who that is. So the podcast will continue. So what we'll do is I will still come on at 7 o'clock p.m. except for the week of Christmas. I will not. Okay, let me backtrack. I will not be on the week of Thanksgiving. And I will not be on the week of Christmas. Those 2 weeks you will not see me. But I will be on after the election. We'll kind of talk about some topics. I'm trying to get guests to come on to talk about specific items in the platform. That's how I'll kind of square away the time until it comes. And that's what I will do. So I'm trying to find some people for reparations. We'll be on Medicare for all, child care, those type of things. So I'm not going away. I know that I'm not the best person to host this type of podcast, which is why I don't have a lot of subscribers, and it's okay. I'm going to say what I got to say and do what I got to do. Doesn't matter. I'm just going to keep it moving. But I just wanted to say thank you. I want to thank everybody that just watched this podcast and pushed me to keep going forward. You don't know how close I was to just saying I'm done. I won't do it no more. It's a lot of work to get people to get on this podcast. I don't know why. But it is. And I got 1 minute left. And I just want to say thank you. I don't know how many times I can say thank you. Thank you for watching this podcast. We will be back next Saturday. We'll be after the Saturday after that. We're going to keep going until March the 1st, 2025, when the podcast will be entitled Justice is Here. More details will probably be on the 28th, unless I get my guess. So I want to thank everybody. And we're going to hit these comments and I'm going to go because I have a slumber party to go to. Nevada has none of the above options. Cornel's voters can vote none of the above. I think it's actually called none of the above candidates. Nelson says Cornel West is a class act. He's for the people and no one is lesser than any other. Definitely need to continue to fight for the people. Jesse says okay. Jesse, Nevada doesn't allow write-ins. Oh, Tobias, hello. Hello, Tobias. It's going to keep getting better. Well, guys, I told you all I was going to get out here at 7:55. I got a slumber party to go to. I'm about to have some fun. I will talk to you all next week. I will see you all when I see you. I'm going to take myself down, play the outro music. Thank you for joining me. Have a great evening. Bye-bye.